Okay, yep. We're recording again. Um, we skipped Wednesday because I have been sick, and a lot of us were just really busy doing all kinds of things, like responsible folks need to do. But as always, I'm Brian Kynes, the creator of the Tales of Ulran game setting and just storyline game world. We use Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition to play through the story, and all these awesome folks around me help me write and create it, and they play in that realm as well using 5th edition homebrew rules. Over here to my side, we have Rachel, and she'll be playing the Tigress Felidae Miasha. We have decided that's how we're going to pronounce that. Below her is the way of shadow monk slash rogue slash person of many faces slash bird tamer slash pirate. Oh my God, so many slashes. It's Sha-dae. At the very bottom there below them is Alex Porter. She will be playing another person that has a lot of spirits and different faces to her, be Oma and her tribe of merry people. I've been working on the graphics for that too, Alex. I got all your stuff back. I didn't fish it out. I recreated it. And I got some sweet, when we get a battle map down the road, you're going to like it. It's good shit. Directly beneath me is Kara. Kara will be playing the role of Tamara, which is a badass chick paladin. It's she. What path is she again? Is it devotion?
Devotion, I believe.
And I mean, she's tough. She pulled out some big hits, like almost 80 something damage last time, just because Rachel's giving her the keys to the Lamborghini, letting her know stuff. Okay. Below Kara is Jeremy. He'll be playing the dual roles of Brahmas, which is the tank, piloted by Mirk, which is the driver. Up above him is going to be Silouan. Heather will be playing Silouan, a avian Skylancer, which is an awesome character concept. She's been dealing some heavy hits and drinking some heavy hits. And above her is, last but not least, Ron. Ron will be playing the role of Ignatious Thistlebaum. I said it. I usually don't say it, but I went ahead and went with it. The avian cleric. And the voice of reason for the group, hopefully. Okay. So, now that we have practically everybody here, we can go through all three modes of this and maybe actually get in there and drink some beer and do this dwarven wake shit. It might be time today. So, we've got some action going on where the four ladies here, Sha-dae, Tamara, Oma, and Silouan, have all kind of fallen under this strange wine's spell and have all been knocked out and seem to be sharing the same. I don't know if you want to call it a dream sequence. I don't know what you guys have decided this is exactly. But you seem to be in this realm where your fears are coming real. You're stuck in like this nightmare kind of state. You're able to defend yourselves, but things just look strange all around you. You're like in a dusky realm where it's like eternal autumn with a heavy fog laying over top of you all. Things seem to have a little bit of a tracer. Your voices echo just a bit. It doesn't feel real, but when you get hit, it's painful. There's something to this, something any of you have ever been through before. Oma, after being here for just a few seconds and whatnot, is similar to her doing spirit walking. She's used to being in a state of this nature. So she'd be the most used to it, the most used to it of all four of you. That's what I meant to say. Okay. Outside we have Bromancy getting ready to kick off. We've got Ron and we've got Jeremy getting ready to do. It's a remove curse. And what's the other side of it, Ron? I'm sorry, you're muted, my friend.
It was remove curse and I believe dispel magic all in one.
Oh, there's some subscribers. We got them. Okay. So yeah, I removed curse and dispel magic all wrapped up into one. I gave you guys like a 33, 34 challenge rating for both of you to be able to hit. You guys crushed it with like a 42. So this is something that you guys will either be able to do together and rename it whatever you want. If you want to call it Bromancy, you keep it. I don't give a shit. I think it's fine. You know,
I already got Bromancy Road to my feet.
yeah, right on. Since serious spell names be damned. we'll do some good shit here. And then I was cluing Rachel in on what Miasha had done, where she took off like a bloodhound, no pun intended, because I don't mean to call cats dogs and dogs cats, but she got the scent of this thing and took off like a bat out of hell to find and track down who is responsible for this. As soon as she caught wind of it and grabbed that glass and saw that liquid, and I think we described it like when you take a slug of NyQuil and it leaves that residue on the inside, she's found that on some stuff, got smell of it, and it's taken off. So, as far as the order of events, I want to go ahead and kick off with Ron and Jeremy right now. Okay, I don't hate putting Ron and Jeremy together in this because it just takes people to a bad place. Let's just say, you know, Ignatius and Mirk are working on their stuff here together. Guys, you know you've rolled this. It's going to work out well. Okay. So describe to me, if the two of you will, exactly what this looks like. If you want to kind of bro up on this, if you will. And you were casting this on Tamara of all the people, correct?
I believe it was on Tamara.
For some reason, I thought so. And like I say, I've been sick. I haven't really looked at the other video. It's been like a week or so. But I think she was the one that you guys were trying this on. Jeremy, you got anything?
I don't know, Ron. What would you think? It'd be kind of a magic circle on the ground, her laying in it, and we both just kind of doing the wooga wooga around it.
Wooga wooga. I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe a couple of different circles, you know, for the different types of magic casting.
I like it. Okay.
Like kind of one in one color, one in another color, something along those lines.
I like it. So as you two are doing this, you've already rolled your rolls. The checks go through. Tamara, I would like for you to roll me a wisdom saving throw. And that's your proficiency bonus, wisdom, and a d20. And tell me what it is that you get.
It's going to be a 17.
17. Okay. As that happens, and you have noticed over the last few moments when Tamara was in this state, and we even talked about this, there's still things going on beneath the eyes of the four that seem to have been taken over by the effects of this elixir that they've drank. Okay. Like in Tamara's case, there were flashes of light that were shining through her eyelids, and you could see her flinching and see her almost like she was in combat in some kind of deep dream. Okay. We even discussed her bonuses carrying over because she was an active spellcaster, just not with us at this moment. As that happens, Tamara, I want to talk to you for just a minute, okay? You're standing there in this dense shrubbery, the fog's all around you, and you can see the swaying heads of this basilisk hydra taking all kinds of forms and shapes, and they're coming down at Sha-dae as she bobs and weaves and is dodging them like we discussed last time, and is able to KO one or two of the actual heads. And as this happens, you get a blast of cold breath. Like when you breathe in, all of a sudden the air is extraordinarily cold and bitter. And when you breathe out, you're breathing out this cloud of cold air that you haven't been breathing out in this place. roll a roll a perception check, just for the hell of it.
It's gonna be a 16.
Okay. You feel like you're getting pulled internally, like your spirit is being pulled. You feel like you're breathing very heavily. Your feet seem to be interlocked, and everybody is more distorted, and their movements are more distorted than they have been in this fight, because they were already. As you do, but the mist that you're breathing out is clear, no distortion. It is a solid fog that would be happening if you would just step outside right now. Okay. As that happens, you blink your eyes and you see Ignatious, and you see Brahmas's, the large helmet and the blue glassed visor looking down on top of you as you hear music in many different whispered voices over top of you, almost like if you woke up on a doctor's table. You're getting flashes of that in between and in between. And as you do, one last time, you take a deep inhale and you find yourself laying there on the ground, flipped over, not anywhere near the ale you were earlier, not near the wagon or anything of that nature, but you see yourself beneath Brahmas and Ignatius as this circular rune on the ground seems to slowly disperse. Okay. And it's cold outside. You are once again back in the stone courtyard outside of the Drunken Mug in this beer garden. Okay. For the three of you that were inside of this place, it was going to be the basilisk's turn. And on this turn, it is going to use its this time it's doing this bolt. Okay. If you remember last time, guys, it had 6 moving heads. Now it only has 4, and it was shooting fire bolts out of each one of its mouths at different people. And I was deciding who it was going to select and who it wasn't. For theatrics, on this one, it seems to be wanting to go down and snap and bite at people. And as it goes down and to bite for Tamara, Silliman, you would almost panic as you just went and you were going at some of those shadow imps over by that stump where they had emerged. As you're looking over and you've just killed that one left, but it's in pretty bad shape, like we had discussed. You could physically see that. You look over your shoulder, and Tamara seems to be looking at her hands like this, and there's this cloud of cold in front of her, and she doesn't even really acknowledge it. This basilisk head, it rushes over and comes down to bite at her, and as it does, it doesn't find purchase. Tamara is gone, just a fraction of a second before the head comes down and clamps and bites onto something. What do you do, Silliman, in the wake of that? You saw this. I don't know what you believe at this point. What do you think your character's reaction would be to that, Heather? I think she's frozen, Kara. Is she? she looks really unimpressed with me right now, doesn't she, Ron? Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
I can. Now I can.
Okay, I'm gonna start over. So I guess like Silliman would know that she's like in some kind of like weird plane or maybe a dream or something. So like I don't think I would think she was like dead. I would just be like, Oma, whatever you're doing, it's working.
Okay. So there you go. Words of encouragement to Alex over there.
Because last time I told Oma to figure it out.
Okay. No, true. Very true. Okay. With that, Tamara, you are back. You're laying. Can you guys see me okay?
Yeah.
Your audio is breaking up for me at least. But I can see you.
Yeah, it's pretty spotty.
Oh, I didn't know if that was my audio or yours.
Okay, just a minute. I want to do something here. Okay. All right, no. Audio better now, guys? Better. Okay, yeah. All right. So, for some reason, the internet, I'm losing like a bar and gaining a bar. You know, real things happen to real people. So, um, once you see that happen, the basilisk is going to go around and it's going to start biting down on people with these other heads, and then it's going to do some other actions. So, for the next attack, it went over by Tamara. And I'm trying to remember exactly where Tamara was. You were like right up on it, weren't you, Kara? Okay. And then Black Claw was behind on the other side. These two had it flanked. Omi, you were still like 35, 40 foot back, correct? Okay. And then you were over by the stump. You were the only person over there combating that. So I'm going to say as it reached up and come down to snap at you, that would happen. Sha-dae. Trying to remember, no, Sha-dae was to the northeast of the creature, had came in, and then shadow stepped out. So she was not within its range, and it doesn't even know exactly where she has went to after it came in and did its mirage strike, a series of things to it. So you can't be a target. The really only thing I've got Black Claw, and it could go over close to where Silhouette is. So, oh shit, 26.
With
Okay, Silhouette. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
since Black Cloud did the nightmare attack, and that was like its major thing.
Oh, it dispersed. It wasn't there anymore, correct?
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, good call. Okay, so what does a 30 do to you, Silhouette? Does that breach you, or does that just hit you?
Breach is the 31.
Okay, so it doesn't breach you, it just hits you then. Okay, so this head comes down and makes contact and bites around your body. As you try to dodge, the thing damn near chases you. This neck of this thing is longer than you thought it was. And as it does come at you, it does bite onto your armor. It doesn't find a opening, or its teeth don't get in there, but the head of this thing is big, enough where it literally just bit at you and got you along the side. Okay, as it does that, if you guys remember, it took a round and that drool started to come off the fangs of these serpent heads, and it was starting to burn the ground. Something is going to happen here, Silhouette. I'm going to roll some damage, and I'm going to have you roll something for me. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, 12. Okay, that is going to be, and this doesn't come off your hit points. We're going to talk about it because I know this is kind of new to you guys. So that is 12 points of piercing damage, and that is going to be 7 points of poison damage. Okay, so 12 and 7. Now, your armor down there on your character sheet, it's going to say that your armor's damage resistance is what? It's going to be, it says DR. I think she's muted. I didn't hear her. Kara, what'd she say?
I said I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Just being slow.
Okay. I think it's like a 5 or a 6. I can't remember. I know it's made out of Wyvern scale. I just don't know what the DR of it is.
I don't know why, but I'm not seeing it in the drive. I'm so sorry.
Oh, your
Do you
character
have
sheet's not even coming up, huh?
Yeah, it's being that slow.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and assume that it's 6. Okay.
Okay.
I think I remember the scale being close to 6. So if it did that 12 plus that other damage, which is it had been total 19, that would have been 6, 12, 18. That would do 3 points to your AP. So you want to write down AP or armor points, and that's going to be 3. Okay. And it was not enough to go through your armor in one hit, but it did damage it, just like I said. So you've taken 3 points. Okay. And then you take, I think your non-lethal damage cap was 4 or 5, wasn't it? That would have been up there by your hip. It would have been like, was your cost
5. It's 1/5.
Okay. So
And yeah, the protection is 6.
we got it right. Good deal. Okay. You would take 2 points of lethal damage from that strike because the non-lethal you took from the outside hit to your armor. Okay.
What did it do to my armor? My armor's just 3% more broken.
Yeah, you have an amount of a pool of points called armor points. Okay. And I just reduced those by 3. Okay.
Okay.
It did damage, and the acid is on there right now, and it's going to possibly be eating through as it bit on, and this poisonous stuff kind of latched onto you. You can see it leaking out and being onto the armor, and you can smell the acidity and the poison spreading out all throughout the wyvern scales that your armor is made out of, but it's not got through to you.
So I already had 3 points broken, so now I just have 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And when that gets close to its maximum armor points that suit has, let me know that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So with that hit, now it is going to try to grapple you. It is going to try to hold on with the bite. Okay, just for the hell of it, roll. Would you like to do a strength or a dexterity check to see if it's able to grapple and hold on to you?
Dex for sure.
Right on. I thought you'd say that. Okay. Rachel's about ready to yell, dexterity! So
No, I'm
go
going to use
ahead.
strength. It's only +1 for me. Let's do that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So go ahead and roll your d20 and add your dex bonus to it and tell me what you get.
16.
Okay. And unfortunately, this creature is stronger than you are quick. And it
Dang.
had a hold of you.
Okay.
As it does this, it is going to take you into its arm and it is going to fling you. Okay. I have to see where you end up going. It is going to rocket launch you. Okay. You are going to go exactly straight south, which is
Okay.
going to have you, and it's going to be able to throw you for 24 feet. Okay. So as it throws you, I need you to roll me. You already failed the grapple. It had a hold of you. It throws you. All you had is a reaction left, but it won. I need you to do me an acrobatics check to see how you land here.
That's a nat 2, so 6.
Okay. Okay, and from the fall, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Your armor takes 2 more points, and you would take 4 points of lethal damage from bludgeoning from the fall. Okay, as it didn't physically hit you, but when the armor hit the ground and it bent and twisted it as you hit, it knocked the breath out of you, and that non-lethal damage added up to being that many points of lethal, as I just told you. Okay, you are prone, and you are 24 feet south of the actual creature. Now, I'd say you're probably in between it and Oma, which is back there
Okay.
trying to cast spells. Okay.
Do I still have a movement?
Well, it's not your turn. It grabbed it and
Sorry.
threw
This is a
you.
reaction.
Now,
Never
remember,
mind.
now that you're prone, because you failed that check to land like a cat, you will have to use half your movement to get up.
That's fine.
That's how the prone condition works. Okay. After that, is going to.
Wait, do I take the 7 poison damage too?
No, because it didn't actually get through. It only
Okay.
got onto the armor, not onto you. You're very lucky.
Just want to make sure.
Yep, you're good. Okay. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. So 2 of the heads have collaborated together and they gave each other advantage on a search. They are looking for Sha-dae viciously. They want a piece of that really bad. They're like pissed off. Sha-dae went up there and tore some stuff up. And now that Tamara's gone, it's angered with the situation. Sha-dae, I want you to roll me a stealth check and tell me what your roll is.
How many heads does it have now?
4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after it was 1 to get you, 2 to look for Sha-dae here, and it's going to get 1 more head's worth of actions after that.
Didn't it actually go after Tamara?
One of
Yeah,
them
but
did,
it still
yeah.
used an action to go after you, so therefore the action's gone, right? Or am I just getting too
Oh,
many?
that 1 head's action would be going. That's correct. After these 2 search out for Sha-dae, that's probably going to be it for the heads.
Okay, got your backs.
Yep.
That is a 24.
Okay, that's really good. Okay. 19. Okay. So, let's say you would have jumped back. Do you remember what that map looked like, Sean? At all?
Yes, kind of.
Which direction you would have probably jumped
I
into?
remember the last thing I remember doing is jumping back and apologizing to Oma.
You had came up and attacked again since then.
Okay.
Which was interesting because you were doing that and Heather was like, wait a minute, what's going on? It was pretty cool. So I'm going to say, roll me a 1d20, Sean. I'm going to say you were able to find a shrubbery or bush or something else, maybe a rock that you got behind that many feet away from the creature after you last attacked it.
Come on, dice, bring me a shrubbery.
Yeah, right on.
That's a 5.
Okay. You didn't go as far as you thought. Maybe you're trying to trick him, you know.
Yeah.
When you watch people in the movies and they only run like 5 foot and then jump down, you're like, man, you should have kept going. So you're doing the whole thing. You're the hobbits underneath the stump with the Nazgul right on top of you smelling. The 2 heads are able to locate you. Okay. But that took their action to search out and find, and they see you, and they have made you out in between some of this dense shrubbery that lays along this crossroads path in this very fog heavily covered area. The last thing it has to do on its turn ooh, why not? Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, why not? Yeah. Okay. So now that everybody, it knows that Silwyn, it threw out a range. It located you. Almost too far going. Tamara's going. It's going to do a tail whip that hits the entire area. So I need you to do a dexterity saving throw, Sha-dae, or you're going to get smacked by the tail that levels a large area of this around it. And the DC for that is going to be 19.
That is a 22.
Okay, so you would only take half damage from this tail attack that went through that entire area. Now, some rogues have the ability to take no damage or half.
Let me
Did you get up that
look at
far?
my I don't think I did, but let me check something real quick.
Okay, I will. I'll let you. It's all good because you don't want all this tail damage. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's a lot. You don't want it.
Hold on.
It's clear and brush. We call this move the brush hog. It's brush hog tail, people.
Can I use my elusive step?
You have a reaction left, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, then Freaking yes, you
Elusive set,
can.
yeah.
So tell me what I need to do for you.
You need to make the attack roll.
Call to 19.
Okay. I need to do, so it's a 1d10 plus 10. Shoot, that's not d10.
If I can remember, always like to keep it the same roll because the potency just needs to remain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Look at you using
Plus my
elusive.
proficiency bonus, darts modifier, and skill bonuses like evasion. Okay.
It's a lot of good shit. Yeah.
Let me all of that. So proficiency is 3 plus my dex bonus, which is 4, so that's 7 plus 4 more, that's 11.
What'd you get, buddy?
I've got a 20 total.
Boy, you just beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what does that mean? You take nothing
No,
from
I
that?
completely avoid the attack.
Okay, now I'm going to make you use at least 15 foot of your movement
Okay.
to get back. So you're going to have that much less your next turn. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because in our version, the game optional rules, when you move out of the area of an attack, if you don't have the movement to do it, you can't. You know what I mean? Or you have to find something to get behind in that area. I'm saying that this tail just would have swiped the land, so you would have had to evacuate. You wouldn't have been able to hide behind very much. So your movement will be 15 less on your turn, and you would have taken 0 damage from that.
Right.
Now, that was just its legendary action. Now, since it whiffed and missed you, usually that would leave it confused, but not in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the end of that is the end of the basilisk's turn. And then it would have been Tamara's. Tamara is gone. Then it would have been said imp that is nothing more than just a pile of shadows. It is gone. Oma, you young lady are up. So you've seen Sha-dae appear back into this void. The fight still continues. And it did this vicious tail attack. You're still far back. You see Tamara Silhouette has been flung to the ground about 10 or 15 foot in front of you, and between the two of you, you and this large hydra. And there's one shadow imp up there that looks scared as fuck, if a shadow imp can look that way. What is it you're doing?
I'm going after the shadow imp.
No, yes, you are. No one wants to tangle with the big snake. No one wants any part. Tamara was the last true brave soul there. Go ahead, Alex. Tell me what you're doing.
I would like to cast Sacred Flame at it.
Okay. And you are within range at 60 foot, I believe, right? Or even further than that for you.
60 foot.
Okay. That's 2d8.
Yep.
And it is a attack roll, or do I have to do a dex save?
Dex save.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your DC for me, please.
$15.
Okay. Passed. It's only going to take half damage. So you're rolling your 2d8. Is that plus anything?
No, I think it's just 2d8.
Okay. All right. That'll work. Go ahead and roll your 2d8, and I will this shadow imp, if that's what they actually are, will take half of that. Go ahead and roll it up for me.
All right. $10.
Okay, so I'll be taking 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right, good deal. And that was your major action, was to cast that spell. What else would you like to do?
I'd like to cast Mass Healing Word.
Okay, is that a bonus action?
Yes.
Awesome. And how big an area does that affect?
60 feet.
So that's you and Silhouette, right?
Is it just me and Silhouette?
You were about 40 foot away from the Hydra. And I believe Sha-dae was, what we say, 5 foot beyond that. So Sha-dae would be 45 foot away from you behind the Hydra.
Mhm.
And she would be between you and that. So if you cast it, it's a 60 foot area, correct? Like 60 by 60 pretty much circle.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you trying to affect everybody within that area? Is that what you're trying to do?
Attempting to.
Okay.
It kind of
Ron,
says it
does that,
up to-
can that spell work that way, bud?
I'm sorry, my son was talking to me. Which spell?
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, so at this point I can't see Sha-dae. Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, no, not at all. We're just seeing if everyone's in range for you to get everybody at once.
What was the spell? I'm sorry.
Mass healing word.
And what she's trying to do here, Ron, I believe she's trying to get everybody in it. She's wanting to get Sha-dae, which is about 45 foot from her. And she's also wanting to get Silouan, which was just thrown prone.
I'm
just
pretty
50
sure
foot.
that mass healing word is a target-based thing. Like you can choose
It's-
up to a certain number of characters.
Yes, it is. It is up to 6 creatures within a 60-foot range that you can see.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, you got it then, every one of them. Okay. So it's like a magic missile of healing. So with that, do you know how much each person gets healed for, Alex?
1d4.
What level is she casting it at?
Oh. I think I can only do it at level 3 currently, right?
Yeah, I think. Can you cast level 4 spells yet?
Wait, I have.
I think you can. So
As a cleric, well, I don't know her exact class breakdown, but
well,
a
she's
typical cleric, I'm at level 9. I've got like 1 or 2 level 5 spells, I believe.
yeah, so you could cast that all the way up at a 5th level if you want to, because she's a level 9 cleric as well.
Right, and any level she casts it above 3 adds a 1d4 to the healing amount. So it's 1d4 plus her plus her spellcasting modifier, and then an additional d4 per level above 3rd she casts that.
Okay, and if
the spell attack modifier?
Yeah.
Or
oh no, this just would automatically happen. You wouldn't have to aim this and hit anything with it.
okay.
Yeah, and so it does its base, and if you want to cast it, it's a level 3 base spell, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And do you want to cast it at that, or you want to cast it at a 5th level spell potency?
I think I want to try 5th level spell.
Okay, so that's going to be MP wise. That will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. That'll be 10 magic points, and that will heal you if you need it, Sha-dae, and Silouan for whatever the spell says it heals, plus 2d4 on top of that. Go ahead and roll those up. Tell us what you get.
So at a level 5, that would be 3d4 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
Okay. Where do I find the spellcasting modifier?
Oh, it would be like you cast of wisdom, correct?
Yep.
So it'd be your wisdom bonus.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
It's okay. It's a weird way of saying that.
Okay.
Actually, it would be your wisdom plus your proficiency,
Oh.
because
Oh,
it's your
yeah.
ability modifier or your spell. It's your spell attack or spell casting ability. Oh, never mind. I was looking at spell attack bonus. You're
No,
right. Just the wisdom.
That's right, buddy.
So-
Brian, you're your dependent source of information right here, right now.
14.
14, that's awesome. Silouan, you're getting 14 points of healing back. Not your armor, just you. Okay, which I think damn near puts you at max. And Sha-dae, you would be back as well.
Thanks, Oma.
Yeah, right on. Okay, that is that. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn, Alex?
Wait, how many points of healing was that?
That would be, what'd you say, 14?
14.
Yep. Okay. Oma, was there anything else?
I can't do like a reaction right now, right?
No, but you could use, now if you do steadfast assault again, you're going to start doing saves because of endurance. Remember how we talked about how that's kind of a double-edged sword? It's good to do it every once in a while, but if you push yourself too far, you'll have to do constitution saving throws. And you could take a point of, what's the word I'm looking for, Ron? Exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
Did she do that? That mass healing word was a bonus action, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So she did her major action. She did her bonus action. And if she chooses to use steadfast assault, not move at all, but just keep casting, she can do that, but it could possibly give her a level of exhaustion if she fails a constitution save. That's how the feat's described. And I love it. I like it. It's a double-edged sword. So it's up to you, Alex, if you want to roll the dice or what you want to do. It's like Vegas. She's like, I'm hot. I got to go for this.
I think I would like to move up to 20 feet of the basilisk, if that's an option.
Yeah, you want to go towards it or away?
Towards it.
Okay, so if you did that, you'd be going past Silouan, which is they're prone, and then you'd be walking 5 foot past her. Is that okay?
Yep.
And that will put you 15 foot practically away from the creature, which is just on the outskirts of its reach. It can't quite snap you from there. And if you want to have a free action or interaction with Silouan as she's down there on the ground, you guys can role play that out if you wish now.
Okay. I'd like to mention that in the do I refer to it as like the spirit world or the soul stone?
However you would wish. That's fine. And like I say, when you're just kind of ad-libbing like this, I appreciate the respect for detail, but don't feel like we're going to nitpick you on anything you say, Alex. It's all good stuff. So either way is fine.
Alrighty. So in the soul stone, if this is anything like it, the longer we stay in, the more real it feels.
It feels pretty real.
Yeah.
Feels pretty damn real. She says as she coughs up, and you see her lip is a little bit red off the blood because she just got through 24 fucking foot. Okay. With that, the next person to go in that is going to be, that would be the start of a whole new turn. We'll give Sha-dae a chance to do what she wants to do here. Then we're going to flash down to Rachel and take care of that. Then we'll get back with what you guys are doing, maybe sucking people out of this crazy situation they're in, Ron. Okay, so Sha-dae, it seems like Oma just put the smackdown on this thing in a couple different ways and has healed you back up. You see yourself, it has sorted you out and has found you, so you can't surprise strike it here unless you did a special move. But your turn, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay.
Anything you want to ask, I'll try to paint the best picture for you I can.
No, fuck it. Sha-dae is gonna whisper to herself something along the lines of, "No, I cannot let you come to pass. I must stop you." And she's just gonna run head first into this thing and just start smacking it.
Okay. You using the rapier? You using your fist? You using your kicks? What are you
She's
doing?
just gonna punch it. She's gonna punch it.
Okay.
Well, how far away is she? You said she's about 15 feet away, right?
It was only 5. Remember, you rolled that
5 feet. Oh,
roll,
that's right.
and you were like,
oh, yeah. Okay.
whoop. Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna use 10 feet of her movement. So you do a leaping strike on it.
That's awesome. Look at you using martial arts.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for the attack first, which is a.
Can you guys hear that music through my microphone at all?
27.
Very slightly.
That's a good thing. Yeah, right.
So that's a 27 to hit.
Hell yes, it is. 27, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Hits, but it does not breach.
That's fine.
You're going to think it's fine.
Oh,
I'll show you.
not that plus. That so that's 10 points of punching damage.
Okay. As you hit this creature, were you going for an individual head or the body? Let's just give me a rough idea.
Just the body itself.
Okay. As you do this, you go up and you see that it has the scales are fairly thick on this thing. Your 10 points of damage doesn't penetrate, but you can feel the echo of your force that you have hit it and done something to it, but it's not as much as maybe you would have hoped. Okay. Okay.
And then the first hit. Stunning strike.
All right. And was this your last key point for the day?
I think I have. Yes, I think this is the last key point.
I used one, so you have one more left.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So roll your DC for your stunning strike and tell me what you get. I love rolling a DC for this ability. This just makes so much more sense than a traditional way of doing this shit.
That is a 25.
You fuck. I love you, Sean.
Oh, I love me too. I don't know, we have so much in common.
See, there it is. Fail. Here's how this goes. This is a large, this big thing. Okay. Many different assets and points. Okay. So here's how we do this. You said you were hitting the body, correct? Okay, and I remember the position it was standing on. Its left side was facing up the screen. Its right side was facing down. Its heads would have turned around and came down on top of you. So the front left and the back left leg and one more head are stunned. Okay, so its knees kind of buckle and it stands there, and you see one of those heads on that side, its eyes just kind of cloud over, and it seems to be lost a little bit. So now 3 heads are down, and 2 are the only ones that are working right now. Okay, keep that in mind, guys, as you've paralyzed the 2 legs on that side of it, which is going to reduce its movement by half, and that 1 large Hydra head. Okay? Go ahead if your turn.
Then she's going to attack it one more time.
Okay, roll your to hit.
That's a 22.
Okay, 22 in this instance is a much better than it was last time because you've reduced its weapon defense and mobility by paralyzing it. So for those of you paying attention, its ability to dodge and weapon block is being taken down because of the way you're weakening it. So it's not going to have that full armor class it normally has. Okay. That is going to be a breaching hit on that side. Are you wanting to go? I'll let you be creative here as long as it's not a horribly deadly location. Where would you like to say you've hit this thing?
Just in a spot that I noticed that was weaker, so I
Okay, I'm
can
gonna say
really drive that fist into it.
once you hit that, and once that thing collapsed and you heard it breathe out of breath and it stopped, you saw some of the scales kind of open up like fish scales when its lungs expanded and pushed theirs out, and you almost took like a knife hand strike and got in there and hit deep into the side of the creature by the ribs. Go ahead and do what you got to do.
That is 8 more points of damage.
8, and that goes directly to it. Okay.
And then one more punch. That is a 20 total.
That one hit, but it did not breach.
Okay. And that's 6 points of damage.
Okay. That one hurt your hand just about as much as you think it might have hit it. There's certain scales and places on this thing that if you hit them, it doesn't feel like it's taking much purchase at all. The hide on this thing's a lot tougher than you would like for it to be. It almost feels like it's kind of petrified itself. Almost these are hinged between scale and stone on this creature. Okay.
Yep.
As it does that, it is going to use a legendary reaction, and that is going to be a point. Actions. Okay. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 20 total.
Okay. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. When you found purchase, the stunning strike was great because you hit to the outside, but you sent that pulse of your key into it to lock up that side. But on that knife hand, maybe you got just a touch greedy with it, Sean. You really see this thing, and you're realizing this is something out of your mind. This basilisk, these many snake heads that are coming up out of this thing that are basilisk practically seems to be feeding on your personal fears, and you are going at this thing hardcore because of that. You're not going to let it conquer you. And as you did, and your hand went in there, as you drew it back, you see this venom or this poison, this ichor on your hand from striking in past the creature and drawing blood. You take, oh yeah, that sucks. 8 points of poison damage, and you feel your knuckles and things starting to lock up in C's, almost as if someone has stunning striked you, but it's only in your hand. Your imagination can only tell you the worst as what might be to come if this continues.
You said 8 points of damage, yeah?
I did, yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to bonus action disengage because I count as a rogue, and then book it 30 feet away from the thing, the remainder of my movement.
Okay, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, when he uses his bonus action to disengage, I don't get an attack of opportunity on him. That's a special thing a monk can do, so he's able to just kind of slip back and go.
That's a rogue ability.
Right on. For the hell of it, Sean, roll me a 1d20. A 20 means you found some really good shit to get behind since we don't have a map. A 1 means you rolled 30 foot back and you're like standing there with no pants on going like, what happened? Okay. So it's just how well you've traversed the terrain.
That's a 13.
Okay. We're going to say you got into some decent shrubs. You Assassin Creed it. You don't know how the guards can't see you, but they can't see you. Right? So yeah, he's whistling. He's just whistling out for the Hydra. We're going to stop there for just a moment. Miasha, thank you for being patient. As you take off in a direction as you see that Ron and Jeremy's character back here trying to wake up this group with some kind of magic. You smell this fairly strong to begin with, this potency. This is sweet. It smells like brandy does. And I've described that to these folks several different times. It's a very strong wine, almost like a brandy wine, but it has that over the top aroma. I would like for you to roll a check for me that tells me just how well you have the scent of this stuff. So to do that, what do you think?
I'd say for a scent, it would be like perception, wouldn't it? Just with a smell test instead of an eye test.
I believe so. Yeah, almost like tracking. There's no smell,
Agree
taste,
with
and
that.
hearing test, so give me a perception to see what you get.
That is a 9.
Okay. As you take off, you thought you were more eager to solve the situation than, and you didn't take the proper steps to make sure you had all your ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that out of your character. You wanted to aid in this. You want to be friends with these people so they can aid you in what you've got going on. So you take off in that direction. I'm going to say, as you break off, you pass another wagon and you see 2 dwarves standing there with a war pony that they are bringing up. And this one seems to be another one that has a dwarf of some kind in it. It is covered over. And the 2 seem to be standing there looking confused, like they saw someone ran past them. But you can't discern which direction they went because they're looking everywhere as if the thing went up to them and vanished. Okay? I'm going to ask you to pick something for me. Okay? Okay. One of the dwarves seems to be looking down an alley to the left. It seems to wrap around several different fountains and continue on up to the second layer of the city, which is close to where you're familiar with it, because that's where the Forgotten Theater is that you go to all the time. There is a path to the right that would lead out of the city, that would go into one of the main streets that would get it out of here. Okay, and you don't know where it would go out there at all. You don't really have the moment of mind to think of that. And thirdly, you would think possibly that it has tried to blend in and look like possibly someone else here close in this area. Of those 3 options, which one of those would you like to make?
All right. Firstly, is it a crowded area? I'm in.
It is crowded to the degree that it is. Yes, it is not like getting it's like trying to get a beer at a concert.
Okay.
That's the best I can tell you. There's a lot of folks around, and it's damn near overwhelming with this low scent and the smell of different foods and things, and all these wagons coming in. It's why you're having a tougher time than you'd planned.
So, I know it's a silver draken, right?
Yes, and then from the talks and things that were going on, you don't know if that's its true shape or not.
Yeah.
This could have been a disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can role play this out and say something. You can ask a question here real quick. It might lose you some time, but you're more.
Yes.
I mean, just do this as realistically as you want to. Do CSI Miasha. Just do it. Anything you need to know, I've got you. And but that's the best I can tell you right off with a 9. You have these 3 options in front of you.
Okay. I might ask the dwarves in particular if either of them saw someone in a purple robe. So I won't say what species, I won't say what gender or any defining characteristics, just the robe.
Okay. So as you say that, how urgent do you sound? What's the delivery of this so I can react to you in kind?
If
you want to roll charisma to see how well you pulled off, that's fine too.
Yeah, I imagine it would be quite not urgent, but also there's that sense of it's sort of like remaining calm, but on that level where you're calm because you need to get the answers, not because it's relaxed situation.
I get you. Yeah, that's fine.
So persuasion is there. God, I can't read. That is
That's a problem.
18.
Okay, that's good. All right. So when you say that, that's really good. Okay. Natural one. So as you say that to the one, you're asking him, okay, what exactly did you ask him again?
Did you see someone run past in a purple robe?
Okay. He looks over the other one. Was that purple? He goes, no, it was purple. I believe she scampered over that way, going up towards the second tier of the city. Says that nature. And tell her to come back with my stuff as well.
Got it.
And
Can
with
do.
that, with the stuff, you're seeing, and all of a sudden you notice that he's missing his cloak.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. What is? Can I ask him for a description of his cloak?
Says it was, the color was gray. Would have had a hammer on the left shoulder of it. And I'll be getting that back.
All right.
Damned city anyway. He's not very happy. So where this was, went by and grabbed the shit off his shoulder and took off that way. That's what you've got so far. Does that help you?
It does. I think.
Okay.
I hope. We'll see.
I hope so. Okay.
All right. I won't waste any more time. I'll head off in the direction that they sent me.
As you do, go ahead and give me a dexterity check. Let's see how you're doing on your timing here.
All right. Dexterity is. That is an 18 or a 14. Sorry.
Okay, it's fine. Ooh. Okay. So as you go that direction, you're starting to worry. There are too many options there. You got lucky talking to this person, and you're just not getting the smell anymore. And it's starting to worry you that maybe you've made a wrong step. And as soon as you do that, you look down and you see purple shards of this glass that seem to be in the stonework. Okay. And you see a small spatter of blood. Okay. It looks like either this has been dropped or whoever was trying to escape that area quickly has fallen with the bottle in their hand. Okay. And has busted its contents out here. There's a small pool of this tense smelling brandy wine stuff, some purple glass, and a small tattering of blood on that stuff. What are you doing?
Okay, so I guess if there's some of the liquid left, there might be some of the scent. So maybe I can try to get it back.
Go ahead and roll me another check, please, with advantage on this one.
That one is a 12.
Okay, that's out of 2 rolls with advantage, right?
Yeah, that is a roll with advantage. I don't have great.
Okay. So you're able to get enough of it and you get another smell of it to kind of refresh your memory, but it's still, this stuff seems to be evaporating or disintegrating or ruining itself intentionally faster than you can get a whiff of it.
Okay.
Okay. You would almost think in your head, this poison's tricky. This is like vanishing ink. This is good shit, but it's actually just you. So,
is there a blood trail?
okay. So with that check, with a 9, okay.
A 12.
Well, correct. Okay. And from blood spatter, roll me another one, another perception check, and we're going to do a total here.
There we go. That's an 18.
Okay. Okay. So the other one was 12. 30 out of 40. That's 75. Okay. That works. There is a splattering, and you see another drop or two, and then up in the distance, you see that there are some large, well, I won't say large, but maybe 20 or 30 foot long arched bridges that go over irrigation. The large mountain that this city is built into has natural waterways that pour out of it, and they go through like make these like canals that are very decorative and go through the streets and lead outside into a large lake that is north of the city. Okay, now there are large bridges that are 30 or 40 foot long that make archways over top of these canals, and you see a crowd of people that have moved and went back and forth as if there's someone in a crowd up there bumbling and bouncing off of folks.
Okay.
And you can see in that direction because of the blood splatter that you've detected so far. Roll me another dexterity check, or you can stop and prepare it any way you want to.
I'm good. I'll go with the dexterity right off the bat.
Okay.
We'll go. Okay, so it's an 18.
Okay. Okay, you feel to be gaining, but slightly. Okay. As you get up there, you've lost sight of where this image of this person could be in another crowd of folks that are coming and going across this bridge and this archway. And as you get up there and you stop and you stand for a minute and you look panicked, of the people there are 19 people standing on top of that bridge just in one particular moment, and they're all kind of looking at you confused, like they're not sure what the big deal is and why you seem to be so urgently looking around. When you are amongst them, roll me another perception check standing on top of the bridge. And you get to add 2 to this because of the smell and things that you've done in the past.
Great. Okay, so that makes that an 18. Yeah.
Okay. So because of identifying the cloak, 1, and because of identifying the poison again of 15 or higher, that's 2. It's giving you an 18. As you get up to this bridge, it goes over top of the canal, you see floating down the canal a sky gray cloak with a hammer on the shoulder and just water.
Now
the thing is, this is deep, but not so deep where you couldn't see the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in that water though.
Yeah, but I promised I'd get the cloak back.
And you're looking around and you just didn't quite get the high enough rolls to catch it before whatever happened here. But it's weird. It's almost like the damn thing has disappeared from you.
Mm.
And you're not quite sure what to make of it. Okay. Is there anything you would like to do here, or anything you would like to ask her? Just go ahead. I'll paint the picture however you want to, ask me what's around. What would you like to do at this moment? As you've got a foot on the edge looking at that floating down. The scent just barely lingers in the air, but it's fading away fast. You don't see anything other than that cloak floating down the water.
Is it quite a fast moving?
No.
I feel like I know it's a waste of time, but morally I cannot not get that dwarf back his cloak.
Okay. Are you wanting to jump in, or do you want to run back down along the side? You could probably run along the side of this canal, it only being about 8 or 10 foot wide. You could probably run along the side and fish it out with something if you wanted to.
Yeah, I might attempt that. I feel like jumping is a bad idea.
Okay. So let's say as you do, you go back down along the side of the bridge. It's not going at a speed that would make you have to be urgent, but you'd have to jog a little bit to get to it before it went past the outskirts of the city. Okay. I'm going to say as you're going down through there, you see several different guards, the ones that have like the hawk wings on their helmets and things in the black and gold that we described before. Usually they have those tall pole arms. That's what I'm trying to say. With that, that's something you could fish them out with. You also would see that there is several different merchants that are along a storefront there that have those long poles that holds up the folding top. There's some things there that you could use to fish it out of the water, or you could just roll a check and see if you can find anything else close in the vicinity.
Do I piss off the guards or do I piss off a merchant?
It all depends on how you do it. I mean, you may not piss anyone off, or you may. Who knows what'll happen?
I mean, okay, I'm quite persuasive, so I might attempt to just ask a guard if I can borrow one of the
Okay.
lamps just for a moment to get the cloak.
How do you want to do? You want to do persuasion or performance or deception, or what do you want to? How are you going about this?
I would go with persuasion. I think it's a genuine question. Like, I'm not really trying to deceive him, and I'm not really trying to pretend at anything. So it's just a
Okay.
genuine question.
Okay, go ahead and roll it, please.
All right. And that is a 27. Yikes.
Yep. Yeah, actually, this is one of them that has came on Skywell several different times and thrown money into your case and watched
Oh.
you perform. And he's very familiar with you. He's actually taken and stutters on his words.
Oh.
Do you want to play that out, or you want to say he gives it to you?
Sure, we can play it out. I'm not
Oh, go
fussed.
ahead. What was it you'd like to say to him? You recognize him instantly as he looks and he goes, "Hey, she's coming over this. That's the way."
Hi. Sorry. How are you? Firstly,
I'm well, citizen. How
That's-
how do you how do you fare? How do you fare? How do you fare?
I'm a little tired. It's been a long day.
It is yeah, I mean, of course, ma'am. Yes, long day.
Uh, I was just wondering if I could borrow your polearm. You see, my friend, their cloak is in the channel, and I need to fish it out.
He looks for just a minute and he runs over and gets it for you.
Oh,
And fishes down as the other guard looks over to him and kind of like, you get, like, getting ready to yell at him because he went away from his post and he shouldn't have. He just looks at you and he gives you a serious nod and keeps looking forward, with the visor covering his eyes, pretty much making a very Batman face through there. The guy comes back over with the cloak and he's even wringing it out and things like this. And he says to you, "I never seen you with the cloak before, but his winner, I suppose. There you go."
thank you. It's not mine. It's an acquaintance's. I promised I'd get it back, so it's sort of I didn't want to not get it back.
He just looks at you, she's like, right, yeah. Hey, also, I had something I was wondering, and he pulls out of his back pocket and he has a flyer, okay, that is a picture of you doing performances at the Endless Satire. It's an advertisement of you, and he wants to know if you would sign it for him.
Oh, sure. I'm flattered. Sure, yes.
Okay, so as he gets the quill and ink, as you do in these times to sign things, there's no ballpoint pens, of course. He gets that and he looks at the other guy and he elbows him and goes, "Turn around." He goes, "What? Turn around." And he puts it on his back and he asks you to sign it and stuff. And in your mind, you're thinking, "Man, I've got to go," but at the same time, he's really wanting this and stuff. What do you sign on it? Curious.
Just give it a little sort of like some kind of parting message, like
I mean, she rolled a 27, guys. I can't,
It's like thank you for your continued, in patronage. It's well appreciated. Sign the name. Done.
Okay. So with that, as he goes to read it and say some things and say thank you, he pretty much he sees your back and you're headed away from him.
Yep.
Okay. You have the cloak now. It is soaked. You're headed back that direction, past the dwarves and back towards the group to report to them what you saw and what has happened. Okay. With that, Ron and Brahmas, Tamara, the three of you are there. Tamara, is there anything you would like to say the moment you see these two and they come into view above you? You feel weary, and this place has that same kind of tracer and that kind of echoed effect that wherever you came from just now, that effect seems to have traveled with you. and you feel just a tad disoriented. As you're looking up at them, it's cold, and you can feel the pain in the things from landing in the other area, and you can still smell these things as if they were very real to you. The scent's still in your nose. What are you doing?
I have like an immediate sense of panic. And once I see them, my first question is, where am I?
Okay, Ron, Jeremy, take over, man.
I would tell her she's, what were we, outside the drunken mug, and she collapsed, and
Yeah.
all three of them collapsed at once, or is it four of them?
Four of them, and Brahmas was there too. So if you're not quite sure what to say and you say a few words, Jeremy, you can cut in whatever you want to do, bud.
Yeah, I would tell her that all four of them collapsed, and that Brahmas and I had cast a spell together, and we were able to pull her out. And then I would ask her what's going on.
Silwan's casting gust of wind at the cat.
I respond, Oma, Sha-dae, and Silwan.
Yeah.
Are, I would say the other three, we travel to an alternate dimension and we're in a fight, and the other three are still there, and ask where are their bodies.
Okay, what do you guys say into this?
Well, at this point, didn't we Brahmas gathered them up, kind of carried them?
I was just saying they're all local to us within just within.
They're all within like 25 foot of you or so. Oma was still over there face down. Tamara had passed out on the side of the wagon, and that's why you grabbed her. Silwan was over by the front door that tried to sit down but had fallen in the process and is kind of slumped over. And that's Oma had fallen. Tamara had done that, and Sha-dae had passed out in a group of people about 10 foot away. Her last word was she yelled Gleeandrah very loudly before she went down. So you're all within 25 foot there.
Okay, so I look around, I see all of their bodies, and then I ask them immediately, we need to pull the rest of them out now. And I want to join in on their spell to help get everybody else out immediately.
Okay. So what are you saying, Brahmas, to this?
I'll basically say that the more power we can put into this, the better.
Okay. So hearing this, there are two dwarves there, the ones, Tamara, that you recognized that helped you tap that keg. Okay. And the one that had the bald head that we were making fun of it because his helmet was like the cleanest you'd ever drank out of. He comes up with that gruff voice. He wasn't either one that had like the super gruff voice, like not just Gerard Butler, but Gerard Butler hung over times 10 or something like that. So he comes up and he starts kicking stuff around and shooing folks away with his thick hands, stubbled hands. That's what I meant to say. And he's pushing people away. It's like, have everyone get back, make room. And he starts shoving people around, and they even have some of the ponies push some of the carts back. So, how do you guys want to do this spell? Are you wanting to try to do an area one and wake them all three up at the same time? Or are you wanting to just go over who do you want to be next? How do you want to do it?
I let them know that before I left, the basilisk was attacking, and that everyone, I don't know if Elm is injured, but most people are injured. So like there's a sense of urgency that we need to get them all out now.
Okay. When they say basilisk, that strikes a chord with you guys. It's the first time you've heard mention of this. Okay. You know, basilisks are typically large serpentine-like creatures that can cause petrification and are extremely rare and deadly. And you know, they're directly tied to the city of ravens from the recent things that we've been discussing in the game. So how do you guys want to go about this?
I think I would go with basically about the same thing that we did before.
Okay.
Me casting my remove curse, his dispel magic, and then anything
Okay.
Tamara might have.
Well, let me try to help you out just a little bit. So if you two would double up on that again, make sure you're writing down the magic points it takes to do this each time you do. Select the person you want to do that on next. And Tamara, just for theatrics, I want to mention one thing I know you have, but you may not know much about. You have a feat that enhances your lay on hands ability. Have you ever looked at that at all?
A little. I've never used it. So I mean, I know Rachel and I talked about a lot and it all made sense when we were talking about it, but then like
Right
putting
on.
it, together, I'm gonna need a little assistance.
Well, I tell you what we'll do. I will give you the ability to wake one of these folks up as long as you have a decent roll and you use that enhanced lay on hands ability that you have. But just for reference, might want to bring it up. Are you able to pull it up right now?
Hold on just a second.
Okay. And if not, Rachel, do you have the same option to get to the files that she would have? Okay. Thank you. And just kind of look at it and see if something there applies to you for just 1 second. And that would be, you know what I mean? But that would be for theatrics, that would be a nice way to be able to do this.
I also want to let the other two guys know that I think things are related to Oma. So if we can't wake them all three up, that I would like to specifically try to at least get Oma out.
Awesome. Okay. So and we'll say free action as you're going through that because we're not really counting rounds right now. She's shouting that at Ron and Brahmas as this is all going on. So I'm sure Ron will jump back on here in just a few, but Brahmas, she seems to make it sound like the focus needs to be Oma.
Right. Yeah. So immediately he'll kind of charge over to Oma and
Okay.
start working on this.
So until Ron comes back, I want you to go ahead and do an Arcana check. I'm going to do one for Ron. Remember, total, we needed to have it be a certain level. Okay, I want this to be an actual 34 or higher between the two of you to be able to pull this off.
I got a 17.
Wish me luck. I just bought some new dice.
Oh God.
They're like ancient copper
I'm
or
gonna
something
roll
like
for
that.
Ron. I did really good for Ron. With his bonuses plus what I rolled, that's a 22 on my side. You just gotta get a 12.
I got an 11 plus 2.
Are you shitting me? That's fantastic. Okay, so bromance happens. Bromance strikes again. So you guys are able to pull that shit off, and you're over there casting this on Oma now. Oma, here in just a minute, we'll go into that reality, and we'll fish you out, and maybe even someone else, depending on how Tamara does. So looking at that ability, does that sound like it's something it could be capable of? Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and stick with that and tell me what the effects of that might be, either one of you. Or you can just team up and harmonize it or however you want to do it.
Are you reading the third option, Carl? Under Celestial Touch?
My things are not loading, so I'm not sure. Hold on.
So
That's why I was worried because Heather's weren't earlier. So that's why I kind of had you as a backup, Rachel. Thank you.
So the third one is that your healing touch gains the ability to do even more. You expend 10 points and you can bestow a ward that grants them the effects of a Revivify spell. And they're brought back to 1 HP once falling to 0. So you've got the assurance that if they do die in there while you're trying to get them out, they're going to come back.
Okay.
Or just when you use it, you have an increase of 1d4 plus your charisma if you just want to heal them as much as possible.
Okay, so I'll say since you were in that realm and you didn't fall under its influence, nothing in that place came from your personal mind, Kara, because you passed those rolls. What did you roll? You said you rolled a 17 on your charisma check?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Which person were you performing this on, Tamara?
So I'm performing. Well, I guess my question is, we were focusing on Oma, but I'm doing my healing. I think I need to do my healing on Sha-dae since she's probably the lowest health.
Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, Sean. So you're going ahead and doing your healing, but I'm also going to say that this is helping pull them out of it as well, because you're doing almost like a revivify on top of that. Okay. So with that, Sha-dae, go ahead and put yourself at full hit points. Okay. As you're feeling something calling you from the other side and healing you, you understand what I'm saying? In the midst, in the shadow of this large construct of your mind here, or creation of your mind. Oma, as you have done, you did the sacred flame, and what was the other thing you did? You did a healing, mass healing word, and you healed everybody. And as you take a sigh of relief towards that and go running up past Silouan and say your words to her, Silouan, as you're watching her run up past you and she says those last few words that she took that moment to say, she starts fading out of existence, almost like a washing dream. You don't know what the hell it is you drank, but you don't want it anymore. This is trippy. Okay. So she's like, hello. It just fades off. Like I said, the end of the Avengers movie, just dust in the wind, dude. And you're laying there prone. Oma is also now gone. You saw this happen to Tamara and her both. What is it you're doing, Heather?
Is it my turn or am I just reacting to him leaving?
I'm just saying reacting for now, then we'll get into it. Sometimes when it's a hard turn and I have it in my head, I'll tell you when it's time for a mechanic, but I'm just asking for right now, what's your reaction? What are you saying? What are you doing?
So I guess I just check to see if Sha-dae is still there or if I'm alone.
Okay, roll perception check, please.
17.
Sha-dae is still there. And you can feel your heart start to race a little bit because as brave as you've tried to be lately, the idea of being the last one left in this place with all these things going on does start to frighten you a little bit. Okay? So keep that in the back of your mind, all right? And as that happens, oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Could you, sorry guys, I'm getting food. Can you pour me half a cup of tea, please?
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
How many
Okay.
magic points did I just use with the bromance and healing Sha-dae?
Let's say 10. Does that work? Thank you for keeping track of that, Kara. I appreciate it. It is the way we measure our badness. So it's all good. Shut that door, please. Thank you, babe. Yep. Cool. Okay. So, and Ron never did come back, did he? Have you guys checked in chat to see if he said anything?
He said that he thinks his kids may have unplugged the router.
It's all good. Ron
He
just
will
there
be
like,
back when he can figure that out.
it's all good. Yep. That's fine. Okay. So, with that, you have healed Sha-dae. Oh, now are you scrambling over? Oh, there's Ron. He's ready to be admitted. Nice. Okay. And at that moment, are you wanting to rush over and try to get to Silouan or Sha-dae now? Which one's going to be next for you guys?
Well, if we just healed Sha-dae back to, did we heal her back to full health?
You're not sure, but you know you put a wallop on her and she doesn't seem to be physically marred on this side of things.
So I guess
you can
knowing
tell.
that we just did that, my next would be to get Silouan out.
Okay. So, Ron, you guys successfully did your bromance times do, and you're able to bring Oma back from the void. As you guys rush over, Oma, you awake face down on the cold ground, and you hear steps running off from you. As you look up and you see different dwarves coming down, you feel strong, sturdy hands pulling you up, going, let us help you up here. Let's brush that off yourself now. And you see hands are helping you up, and you see Brahmas and Ignatius running over to Silouan, which is over by the very entrance of this place now. The Draken Terran stands looking over top of Silouan with deep concern, asking in his Draken voices, "Is she going to be okay?" What are you guys saying to Terran as he's looking down and doing this? Anyone, it could be Ron, Brahmas, could be
Brahmas will look up at him and just with any amount of luck, it will be. And he'll go back to concentrating on what he was doing.
It's a small one like that. What was she drinking? Just kind of looks at you concerned. Yes, Kara, what's up?
I was gonna say, who had the last turn? Because now that I'm thinking about it, if Silouan hasn't had, like, if whoever's turn it was next to attack the basilisk, like, I don't want to take them out of. Okay, so that kind of changes things. Like, I obviously want to get everyone out, but depending on whose turn it was, I might want to take Sha-dae out instead of Silouan, because I know Silouan's a badass bitch.
So you, what are you thinking? Silouan was up next.
I changed my mind, and I know I've healed Sha-dae, but I want to get Sha-dae out because I know Silouan has the possibility to finish the battle.
Okay. So having said that and trying to relay that to these two guys, they're running over towards you. And as you're getting down there, you kind of put your hand up and you stop these two, Brahmas and Ignatius. You explain that to them and you point them over in Sha-dae's direction, correct? Okay, gentlemen, go over there, work your magic. You want to just go over there and do some more rolls, eat up some more points and see what you can do? Try bromance. TRI. Here we go. Remember, we're looking for a 34 total out of the both of you with Arcana. Roll your rolls and let's see how it all goes.
I got a 19.
21.
That does it. Okay. Good rolls today, guys. Good Lord. I'm glad too, because it could be some shit if they weren't. So you guys combine that spell together once again. Sha-dae, after you took your turn, went back and found a place to hide. You have similar things happen to you that I've described to everyone else so far. You wake up and you feel the cold breath enter your lungs again. You are out of this, whatever this was. Things are blurred. And with you personally, you can still sense the poison of this stuff pulsing through your veins as your hand is locked up and colder than it was before now. I would like for you to roll another Constitution saving throw.
And for added flavor, when she wakes up, if anybody would like to notice, if anybody's close by, you see streaks of like ochre yellow through her hair.
Okay. Got it. Good call.
It's a Constitution saving throw, yeah?
Yes, sir.
That's a 19.
Okay. Five points of poison damage. Okay. And now the hand is seized up all the way to the shoulder. The elbow is locked all the way up to here. And the skin and everything is starting to turn a very dull color.
As
Okay.
she takes damage, she just screams out, and she kind of like looks over her hand, and her hand starts locking up, and her
Okay.
arm starts locking up.
You guys hear this dramatic scream come out of her as you wake her up. I would like for any one of you to do an Arcana check to see if you identify what's going on. You've heard the word basilisk. We identified that, correct? So, Ron, Brahmas, Tamara, what are you guys doing when you hear her come out of this? And she screams and grabs her arm, holding it up like this. Tamara, you might have a good idea what's going on here.
I just rolled a nat 20, and then plus Arcana is going to be intellect. So 23.
18.
I just rolled a 23.
Hell yeah.
Um,
That's awesome, dude. Okay, so now, Ron, will Revivify stop petrification or the process? If not, Brahmas, you might want to start searching to see if you have something that could fix the situation as well.
Lesser restoration might, but I don't think Revivify can.
Okay,
Revivify
Alex,
is
yes.
just like a bring back to life.
Yeah, it's more like a necromancy spell. I think maybe
Yes, it is.
Okay.
remove curse, maybe, or like dispel magic, or maybe even what do you call it?
Stone to flesh. Sorry, so
Yeah, that one.
Mage.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, guys. Alex, go ahead. You had a question. Thanks for being patient.
Oh, with lesser restoration, it can remove paralyzation or poison. Would that work?
Poison at this point is okay because it's not completely in that stage of it yet. I'll give you that as long as it was cast at a higher level than its base.
Okay.
Say
Are we
what happens
considering
to
it a
you.
disease,
What's that?
or is it a disease or a condition?
It's more of a condition.
Okay.
So, Oma, you're seeing all these kind of things happen around you. I'm going to throw you into the mix if you would like to as well. Is there anything you would like to do? You're going to have disadvantage on whatever you try because you're still kind of under the effects of warping in and out of this place.
Right. Can I cast lesser restoration at level 4, maybe?
Absolutely, you can. Freaking Oma to the rescue, everybody. So as you guys see that she comes to, and Gleeandrah cries out, Oma comes between you guys and parts you. Still wobbling to a certain degree and having a hard time standing up as a dwarven hand helps steady you. Okay? The dwarven hand studies you. It's like, what? Sometimes DMs say dumb things when they're sick. I'd like for you to roll a d20 plus your spell save DC to see how potent of this you cast. I'm just curious with a number. Because if you're casting at level 4, that's a very strong version of it. But I like to add in the roll too to see what you're packing.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Getting out. 19.
19's good. Okay. Okay. When you do that, Sha-dae, you're looking up and you're seeing Oma, and she's waving her hands around in almost like and I've described to you before the way she performs magic. It almost reminds you of like the tea ceremony from Karate Kid 2, when they have the hand gestures and the kind of dancing that she does and things of this nature. And when she's finished with that, you can feel your heartbeat, almost painful at first, coming back into your arm, almost like your leg was like really badly asleep, and now you're starting to get circulation again. You feel that as she's able to stop the effects that have taken place on your arm with the spell. Okay.
As that happens, her hair slowly turns from the streaks of yellow, slowly turns into like a calm like blue.
Okay.
And then Once she realizes that she's back in the physical world, her hair immediately starts to turn like fiery red. Mm-hmm.
Nice, Sean. Okay, I get that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out for them redheads. They're no fun. So there are all kinds of anger issues. Okay, so with that one last person we really need to worry about right now, Silouan. You're all alone, young lady. Okay. Before the group is able to run over to you, you saw Oma, and then as you're looking over at Sha-dae, like as you were saying before, and I want to remind everybody, this is a lot of jumping, but this is all happening at the same time. So I want to kind of create that urgency and dynamic. And I think it's just a minute. My internet got slow. Just a minute.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you said.
Nope. I'm going to say it again. It's all good. So again, we're trying to create that dynamic of urgency. Everybody's kind of doing stuff at the same time. Here it's all interchanging. It's a little bit chaotic. That's how this situation would be, which is why we're playing it this way. But that's why I wanted to stop there, Silouan, because as soon as you locked eyes on Sha-dae earlier, and you're like one person's left, and you had that fear in your chest, that heartbeat, and then all of a sudden Sha-dae seems to fade in the distance into nothing again. All the heads of the serpent now seem to turn around and look towards you as that venom drips from their fangs. The shadow imp over to the side is still laying there, kind of half dazed, laying upon the stump. It is your turn.
Okay.
What is it you would like to do?
Well, I'm prone, so I need to use half my movement to stand up. That's first and foremost.
Correct.
Now that I've stood up, I can no longer use my aerial attack. Is that correct?
You can, but it will leave you with no movement left. So where you land is where you land. Because half your movement's gone, it takes the other half to do your aerial assault.
Okay.
I apologize, guys. We got a new puppy last weekend, and she's kind of a handful.
It's all good.
Heard that, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna do that anyways. I think I'm gonna aerial assault this bitch.
Hell yeah, that's what Lancer's do, isn't it? All right, man. So you want to talk about a certain spot you're trying to hit? You want to throw some?
Oh, I'm going straight for the heads.
Okay, so there were 3 that weren't worth a fuck. 2 were actually in the movies. You ever seen when someone like gets their arm broke and shit, like in Terminator or some movie, and then all of a sudden they start to regenerate and the bones crack and they start to move back into place? That's what these 2 lame Hydra heads are starting to do. They are starting to rebuild themselves. And you can hear bones cracking and scales shuffling across each other like stone grinding.
Okay,
And
well, how long would it take for them to get completely back to life?
Okay, so what would you like to attack? One of those limp ones? You want to attack the body, or one of the heads that's still awake?
No, I'm asking how long will it take for those heads to regenerate?
Okay.
Based on how long I've been watching.
Probably another 20 seconds or so.
So next turn.
Could be, yeah.
Okay, but not this turn. All right.
Right.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna go after the one awake head for now.
Okay, that'll work.
And
one of the awake heads. There's 2 of them. One of the awake ones.
Okay, sure. Can I use my cleaving feat? Is that a thing?
Hell yes, if it's a thing, you can do that. Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm gonna do that too. Let me see if that costs anything. If I get enough damage, anyways.
Well, I think, here's a great thing about that. And you make a really good point here. If you're doing a lancing strike, okay, the cleaving hits multiple things in the area of which you land, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the 2 are going to pair well against a creature like this that has multiple heads.
Cool.
I think you just made a kick-ass club sandwich out of your character sheet. Ron approves. Ron's like, do it. So yeah. Jeremy's grinning too. They're all grinning. So
I just rolled a 19.
I love cleaving.
Well.
Hell yeah, dude.
Plus 11, that's 30 to strike.
With the reduction in weapon defense because of the heads being limp and those legs stunned still, you hit that. That's a breaching attack. So that's awesome. So on one of these heads, I'll let you say where you land this shot at.
I mean, right at the neck, if
Awesome.
I can.
I'm going to say as you jumped up and stuff and you're coming down on top of this, she had 30 foot. So just for physics, understand that this thing's about 20 foot, 15 to 20 foot tall already, okay?
Mhm.
Now your peak, you're at 30, okay? So if I'm going to say this head is going to be down looking around, I'm going to say the head is going to be roughly at 15 foot, okay? That's going to give you 15 foot to descend upon it, all right?
Okay.
So you're going to get just 1.5 of your aerial assault dice, not all 3, as if you hit all the way on the ground.
Okay.
You understand
how
what
do
I'm
I-
saying?
Yeah, but how do I calculate the half part?
I'll help you out.
Just this. Okay.
Roll it and just give me half of it. Yeah.
So the full is going to be. Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry.
Oh no,
Well, it's
you
going to be
did.
11 for the aerial assault.
Okay, awesome. So let's do it this way because this is a little tricky, and I'll help you through it. Okay. So you said you rolled a 30. What on your attack roll?
30.
A 31 or 33?
Just 30.
30 even.
30 even. Okay. You would have had to have a 21 to breach at this moment, and you rolled a 30. That's 9 more than you needed. Okay. So look on your cleaving feat and see what that qualifies you for. Okay. That makes sense?
It says it's higher.
If you land your attack higher by how many?
It's by 5.
Awesome. Well, you got it by 9.
Okay.
So now I'm going to say you're able to hit both heads with this attack.
Cool.
That's what I'm getting at. Okay.
Okay.
So you rolled the damage for your lance.
Mhm.
Okay. And what was just the lance and your bonuses? What was that?
Just the normal lance.
Mhm.
That's gonna be 12.
Okay. Now you're adding, I think each 10 foot you fall, is it a D6? It's a D6, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So just instead of the 3, just give me 2 of those, 2 D6.
That's 11.
That's 11. So you got that plus that is 23, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to be 23 to the first head and to the second head.
Okay.
And that's going to be in one attack. Okay,
Yep.
that you hit on your way. Now, I'm not going to have you stop in the middle of the air. So I'm going to let you go ahead and come all the rest of the way down.
Mhm.
Okay, and you land. Now your movement's done,
Yes.
but you still have other attacks and things you can do now
Yes.
that you're on the ground. You have more attacks and you have reactions and things like that.
Okay, that's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and attack again. I'm sorry, with my glaive, just a normal attack.
Okay,
That's gonna be 15 plus 26.
26 breaches. Go ahead and roll damage, and this is going to be at the body. This is going to be around the legs and the chest area of the creature.
Okay, that's 6 plus 4, 10. I'm gonna go ahead and use my D4 for this turn.
Okay, good deal.
Plus 4, that's 14.
14. Good job, man. Okay, and on that one,
Oh wait, do I add something to that since that was my second attack? And I use
combo attack.
combo attack? Yeah.
It would have been an extra +1 to hit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry.
Yep. And do you have a third one this turn?
I can if I want to, and I will take it.
I would.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why the hell not?
All right, that's a 25 to hit.
25 breaches. Go ahead and roll again. Now, I want to tell you on the last one, when you hit it, blood splatter come out of the creature's body because the one you were falling past it, so nothing really had time to get on or spray on you. But when you landed and you come across the front chest of this sucker with your glaive, you had a spray that got on you, and you would have taken 4 points of poison damage, and I need you to do a Constitution saving throw. This is during your turn. So go ahead and roll it for me now, and let me know what you get. 1d20 plus your Constitution saving throw, or bonus.
That's a 15.
Okay. You're very lucky. Just the damage, and you don't feel any other ill effect after it.
How much was it? I'm sorry.
I think I said it was 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 4 or 6. I'll call it 5.
Sounds good to me. All right. So I'm hitting on my last one, right? I'm just rolling damage now?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I haven't rolled my... Did I roll the last one?
Yeah, you rolled
Yes,
the
I did.
last one.
Okay.
It breached as well. Now you just got to roll your damage for your attack.
6. That's it.
Okay. All right. With that 6, that's awesome. That's a good turn. Okay, and you've got your reaction still, and you're right there within 5 foot. Or I'll let you choose. You want to be within 5 or 10 foot of it because your glaive has a 10-foot reach. It would have been, you could have chose how you would have landed.
I mean, it's going to hit me regardless, correct?
I bet so.
Yeah, so I guess it really doesn't matter.
You just got me.
Yeah, then I'll just move out to 10 feet.
10 foot away. You got it. Okay. On that note, you land and you see 2 heads looking down upon you, getting ready to pounce. As you re-steady your spear and point it upwards, putting the butt of it to the ground, almost like you're bracing against the charge of one of these things if it comes at you. Let's see what's going on with all your friends. Okay. So, Oma, you came over and saved the day. You snapped Sha-dae out of this. Her hair turned fire red and angry. Sha-dae and Oma, Sha-dae, you specifically know that you locked eyes with a very wanting and needing Silouan as she was looking at you as like, don't be the last one. And then you were gone. She's in there by herself now, and you know this. What are you doing? With your hair all on fire.
I'm just yelling, get her the fuck out of here because there's some business we need to deal with now.
Sha-dae means business now. So what are you doing to make this happen?
We are heading over to Silouan to start bromancing.
I love it, dude. It's never going to get old. Okay, so it is 8:36. Let's do the rolls here to see how this bromancy works, and then I say we take our first break. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay, so if anyone else would like to add in some flavor to this, Tamara, if there's anything you would like to add. Oma, you're still trying to come to your senses. Some of the dwarves are helping you stand up. If I'm forgetting anything, remind me. There's a lot going on. Does anyone want to add some flair into this as Brahmas and Ron are running over to Silouan at Sha-dae's request?
Sha-dae is actually going to, while they're doing that, go up to the barkeep and...
well, you're outside.
Oh, I'm outside. Okay, well, find the barkeep, see if they got Gleeandrah like I requested. I know it's probably been.
Okay, so here's what's crazy. As soon as you run into that place, Gleeandrah is in there, sitting at a table with Aeolus. And that's as far as I'm going to let you get for right now. Okay. There's a lot of folks in this place. I mean, it is like Animal House party. It's crazy in there, but those two are sitting at a table together going over some documentation. There are scrolls at the paper and there are bottles as if they've been there for a little while, Sean. In Gleeandrah and Aeolus, which is Oma's captain, which you've met, seem to be going over some kind of plans as you walk in, not quite expecting her to be there during all this. Okay. With that, guys, roll your rolls. 34 higher.
24.
Well, the Family Feud says you only got. What'd you get, Jeremy?
18.
He said 8 at first, and I was like, oh, shit. No, okay. That would have been right at, okay, awesome. So on that last moment, Silouan, as you're looking up, and the basilisk comes down like this and is looking over top of you, and the drool seems to be dripping around your feet, causing little acid burns and tufts of smoke to come up, plumes. You look up, the head seems to be coming down, and all of a sudden it's just darkness as you almost think it ate you for half a second. The next thing you know, you blink your eyes and you're laying down on your side of these two standing over top of you, trying to snap you out of some kind of trance. You've been the last one pulled out and rescued by them. What is it you're doing? Actually, roll me a Constitution saving throw of disadvantage, Silowin.
6.
You throw up. I can't help it. You throw
Who's
up,
around me?
and it smells worse.
Wait, who's around me?
I would say these two here. You got Jeremy and Ron. Oma would not be yet. Sha-dae would have went past you inside coldly, by the way, Brahmas and Ignatius. Sha-dae is business. You've never seen her with red hair. Okay. And she went past you guys very militantly. Okay. At that moment, Miasha, you would have just been showing back up with news. Do you want to say that you still have the cloak, or did you give it to the dwarves on the way?
I would say I would give it to them on the way.
Okay. Is there any other interaction you wanted to have with them on the way back, or thank them, or anything of that nature?
Oh, yeah, just give them a thanks, and then that'll be it.
Okay. Nothing spectacular happened here. On my rolls, 1 being boring and 20 being exciting, I rolled a 4. So it's pretty safe to say we can just get this shit. Okay. We're back just in time to see people start to wake up. Silowin, as soon as you're up for a minute, it's like what is the movie where he pukes when he comes out of the tire that's been rolling? With Adam Sandler. They put
Grown-ups.
yeah, Grown-Ups, yeah. Where he's rolling down the hill of the tire, and at the very end he bounces off a shack, and as soon as he gets up out of the tire, it does yuck. So that's the situation.
So I definitely throw up, and I just rolled, and I totally threw up a little bit on Jeremy's shoes. Sorry, Jeremy.
He rolled for shoes. That's rough, buddy.
I would think that despite the fact that she just threw up on him, he would grab her and like pull her into a hug.
Yeah.
Because at this point, she's basically not just he's not just tutoring her, but she's basically become kind of like a daughter figure to him.
Yeah, in a way. That's very true.
So
I like it.
He probably hugs her just a little bit too tight, but at the same
He hugs you
time,
back, and then you make her throw up again because you hug her way too tight.
Yeah. You guys are
and
seeing
he's totally fine with this. Because he can't feel it. So
that's fantastic. It's like inside of Brahmas, you got the Rain X on the windshield. You're just trying to make sense of this ridiculousness.
Tamara grabs the bald man's helmet that had the alien, fills it with water, and splashes it on Brahmas to rinse him off.
Nicely played. See right there. Now that's bromancy. That's what that is. That's helping each other out. With that, we'll go ahead, and here's the thing. Everyone's back. I think that sequence went as well as it could have. That was a quick rapid fire thing, but it was fun to get through it. I'm going to enjoy watching it later and seeing all the things I fucked up, but oh well, it's going to be fun. I'm going to pause recording and then hang out for just a second. We'll go to break, and I will start. Well, I'll pause now. Okay. We're recording and everyone's back from their break. Okay, so now the chaos, or at least that version of the chaos, seems to have subsided for just a moment. The last one to come through was Silowin. Silowin had the natural reaction that someone would after having a bunch of drinks that Sha-dae's been feeding her and being ripped from one place to another, spiritually, mentally, physically, and has yacked not once, but twice. Because Brahmas just had a little bit too much love in those hugs. So now that we've got that out of the way, I would like to open up the floor for just a moment. I want to explain to you the situation that's around you. And I want you guys to interact in this how you would. Remember, pick and choose your battles. And if you feel like everyone jumps in at the same time, I'll kind of dictate so everyone can have their own individual scenes. We're going to have Brahmas and Silowin are going to be potentially to have a conversation here. we're going to have Sha-dae going past very briskly past Ignatious, going inside and seeing a table that has two airship captains that she is going to want to confront to some degree with fiery red hair. And you said some different trailings of things coming off of that, almost like some kind of pseudo magic effect, correct? Alex, we still don't know much about, other than the fact that you've just been very clutch throughout this whole situation with casting this, that, and the other. You're still back there kind of to yourself. Miasha, that would kind of help with you because, you know, Oma works on that ship for Aeolus. She might be someone you would come straight to give the information about what you found. Tamara, you would have been also maybe in that interaction between Brahmas and Silouan as the Viper. He's throwing all the water down, trying to get everybody hosed off and looking proper before they go in this place. Just for the hell of it, just so we can decide what your night's going to be, I just want the 4 of you that were in there, now that you've puked and got it out of your system, Heather, and I don't mean to keep giving you shit, but it's just the way the character was in her situation. I want you all to roll me a Constitution check. And if you do miserably, that's going to kind of dictate how you feel for the next 12 hours. If you do okay, maybe this will still be something where you could have an ale or so. So we'll start with Kara. It seems like she did good.
Nat 20 plus 3, 23.
Kara's ready to play some drinking games. She's down. She's good. Okay.
I got a nat 22.
Fucking guys are nuts. It's
It's 22. I have a 22.
It's like it didn't happen. I'll tell you what, buddy, that's impressive. Oma, you got big shoes to fill here, young lady. Oh shit. How did you do?
I got an 8.
Oma, not so much. Oma's like, all right, fuck this. I'm out. Yes, Kara, what were you gonna say?
I'm saying if you want to watch this recording back, I did just take a shot of tequila, so I'm gonna say shout out to tequila for my nat 20.
Tequila. That's good stuff. That's awesome, dude. I'm getting mixed responses or emotions from Kara. See, she's like, I got to get off here at 9:30, but starts shooting tequila at 9:02. That's all I'm saying.
I live an exciting life, okay?
I'm telling you what. It's like a hurry up and wait kind of situation. But anyway, I get it. Hey, I get it. Sha-dae.
Got a total of 16.
I'm gonna give you advantage because of your hair change and the things that you're going through. You are extraordinarily determined right now with some life-altering things happening to you. What you got?
So the highest I rolled was a 16 total.
16 total. You're going to feel rough. You might be good for 2 or 3, but that'd be about it tonight. Okay. Which is going to be too many. Like if Oma's standing around you when you drink those 2 or 3, she's probably going to have to go outside. She wants no part of it. Okay. So let's go ahead. And I know that Kara's going to get off here at 9:30 and have dreams of Pee Wee Herman dancing and bar scenes and stuff in her, you know, the tequila dance in the bar. Old people know what I mean. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get her scene out of the way. That way, if she needs to get off here, are the rest of you okay if going on till maybe at least around 10 to get some more role play out of this tonight? Or you got to go?
I should probably be getting off about the same time.
Okay. Well, we'll just go through it normal. Kara, Brahmas, Silouan, you 3 are there in that situation. Tell me about it. What's going on?
I think Brahmas is, again, still a little bit overwhelmed, thinking for just a second that maybe Silouan was done.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
He's patting her over. Are you okay? What happened?
Go ahead, Silouan.
Silouan's just enjoying the cold air right now.
Right? Not so full of answers, Brahmas, as you would have hoped. Silouan, you know how when you're laying on that bathroom floor and the towel just feels good around your skin?
That is exactly what Silouan is doing right now.
Like
She's
armor,
trying not to lay down.
Oh, God.
Like, She might be ready to party in a little bit, but like right now, she just needs to feel that cold air.
Okay. With that, Tamara, are you adding anything to the equation? You see Silwan is at a loss for words. Maybe you could fill in.
I'm also like still in a state of like panic, but like then like the immediate rush of relief comes over that like everyone's here, everyone's safe. And so my next like transition of emotions is just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right. Because
So
remember, you guys rolled 20s. So you're like, you know what I mean? You're there. So
so like
what,
I immediately like I'm there. I roll the 20, I immediately like I need to find Oma. Like I want to find Oma and see if I can figure out what happened and why she had so much control over that situation.
okay. You look over to Oma. Miasha, you are going up to Oma at this moment. What is it that you're doing? Oma looks a little ill and under the weather, which you would expect because you saw her passed out on the ground. You're just glad to see everybody's up and about when you return. So have that in mind with whatever you're getting ready to say. Oma, you're looking around and you would see Miasha approaching with a concerned look. You don't remember her even taking off. You barely remember giving her stuff to juggle earlier. That was the last thing you remembered before you passed out. It seems things have changed. Go ahead, Miasha. What are you doing?
So I imagine that she would reach out, sort of hands hovering over Irma's shoulders. Not sure if she's sort of, they don't know each other, so that passing that physical boundary is kind of like a weird sort of do I, don't I? I know she's like, see her. We kind of know each other, but like, yeah. So it's just that her brow is furrowed. She sort of is very soft voiced, almost like it almost doesn't escape her throat, but all she says is, "Are you okay?"
I would say I don't think that drink sat very well.
I really don't think that it did at all. You're absolutely right about that one for sure. Do you need to sit down? You look quite pale.
I think I'll be all right after I get some sleep in.
Right.
Okay. Tamara, at any moment now, I can say you have got in on this conversation as you're going over to Oma looking for answers, and go ahead and intervene, Kara.
I'm walking and be like, Oma, first question, are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Second question, what the absolute fuck just happened?
Yeah, she's like green, like, I'll be okay. Yeah.
And like, no, so Tamara recognizes that she's green, physically moves Oma and sits her down on a chair, and then looks at her like, she's like, I'm the captain now, look at me. What the fuck just happened?
Okay.
It sounds like we may have drank something that put us into a sort of spirit world or dreamscape.
Okay. So in this reference, Alex, I want you to sound as if you're very confident that this thing put you into some kind of trance that took you out of your body format in order to make you feel fear. This was something that was meant to come after you guys to ward you that you're getting too close to something. This was a threat.
Okay.
Okay. And you feel very confident in that. So however you convey this, it's perfect. Because by you saying that may not make sense to a spellcasting paladin, but it makes perfect sense to you. And that's how it would be. And I think that's beautiful. So go ahead and continue, please.
Since it played on our fears, I would guess that somehow we're getting too close to the truth of who is causing the shadow imps to come forth. I'm not sure about what the basilisk was there for. We might have to ask Sha-dae.
So Tamira immediately senses that like Oma, like she knows what's going on. So Tamira immediately like grabs her shield and like gets, you know, like ready to fight, like knowing that we're close to something and something could change at any moment. And then Tamira wants to call out to all of our friends. So calls out to Promise, calls out to Silouan, everyone. And I want to gather everyone together in one place to sort of like debrief to see if we can find any more information about what just happened.
Okay, good call. I like you stepping up. Good job, Kara. The only issue with that is, and I want to do this kind of theatrically, is that when you're doing that and you're saying all these names, you're looking at people, you're seeing eyes, but you're just barely catching the back of the head of Sha-dae, which seems to have her own plan and is already headed into that place. Okay, with Taryn turned away from you and looking at her walking in like, okay. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even say anything much to her. He saw that you guys have recovered, and Taryn, being the door guy, would normally be that voice of reason to see if folks are okay. But Sha-dae just was like not even interested in what he had to say. Okay, so you've got that moment. Miasha, you just heard a bunch of stuff about hydras and shadow imps. Oh my! And do you have any reaction to this shit?
I imagine she's caught between two things. It was a debate between yes, the basilisk, and also okay, but wait, what did I miss?
Yeah, as the actor, you're like theater of the mind. Wow, we're really going there. We're really going there.
I think her response would be something along the lines of, does that mean that it was a planned hit? Like they knew exactly who they were looking for, and then they clearly wanted a reaction out of you. So does that mean that, what did you do recently that could have brought this on? Did you make any enemies? Did you upset anyone in particular?
And that's to Tamara and Oma.
Yes.
Tamara immediately jumps in and says, we were here for a celebration. I let my guard down. I had a few drinks and then I blacked out into a magical world. So like Tamara's like angry at what happened.
She's angry at the DM. Don't let her lie to you. She's angry at the DM. I'm sorry. I didn't want to drink, Brian. I didn't want to do it.
But like the emotion is like she was here for a celebration and a good time in a place that she felt safe letting her guard down. And then when she let her guard down, something bad happened. So she's pissed.
So you're seeing, and this is interesting, Miasha, you're seeing a strength inside of this beautiful human female that is, you would be envious of to a degree. You know what I mean? Being a dancer and being who you are and staying where you are, there's something about her and her just grabbing the bull by the horns here that is very endearing of humankind.
Hmm.
Okay. With that, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I just ask if like I'm talking to Promise and I just like look around and be like, where is Sha-dae?
Would I have seen Sha-dae going into the drunken mug?
Yes, as you were picking up and as Tamara splashed the water off you and stuff and you were cleaning off, Sha-dae would have went past you guys stone-faced, walking forward with business without even a glance at you guys. She walked right past you in that place.
So like that seems kind of odd. Should we go after her?
It might not hurt.
Ignatius.
I think I go
Get
after her.
everybody
Can
together.
Can I just go after her?
Absolutely. Any of you can do whatever you'd like here.
Cool. I'm going wherever. She went inside the tavern, right?
She did, yes.
Can I do that? But like kind of stealthily, like I just like, you know, I'm just a person here to drink. Nothing's crazy. I don't know who Sha-dae is.
Unfortunately, and even a role play, no, you cannot. You are seen by everybody because it is a public line.
I never went inside the tavern, so I wasn't sure if I could still pull it off.
No, Taryn's been eyeballing you guys outside here the whole time, being part of this. People are aware of who you guys are. You're the heroes of this shit. As you go to walk in there, Taryn is just kind of looking at you silently and stuff and gives you a look like he's seeing through you, like a dad that sees a hungover teenager coming home. Taryn is.
I'm not hungover anymore. Do I see Sha-dae? Is she just standing in the middle of the room?
See Sha-dae's back as she stands toe to toe at a table with two people looking up at her like she's engaging in a conversation, with her hair a brighter color, almost like her hair is dyed to resemble that of flame. Let's go ahead in that moment and move towards Sha-dae. Sean, I hope I'm doing your character justice by storming past everybody. Is that kind of how you're playing it?
That's exactly what it is. As soon as she saw Gleeandrah and the other ship captain, she was just like tunnel vision, going straight to that table.
Okay, let's talk about that for a minute, buddy. So when you are headed that way, you're not trying to be stealthy. You're not doing anything.
No.
I'm going to say Gleeandrah notices you first. And as she does, she rolls up a scroll that's there when you're about 15 foot out from her. You go past several people. You go past several different waitresses. You see Rosalia in the background. You're almost making this room out like a CIA agent. Okay. Roll me a perception check, please. One more. Doing some Jason Bourne shit.
That is a natural 20 with a total of 22.
Okay. Wow. That's good. You notice, I'm going to name some names here for you of people that you know that you see in this place. Okay. You see Roland the Magnificent up there playing the violin still. You see Valimar. He is the right hand of the king. You guys, I've explained to you who Valimar looks like. Okay. You see Gleeandrah and Aeolus there, of course. You see Garrick Tierdanen, the Patrick Stewart character, sitting at a table with several different airship crew dressed in black and gold, with their helmets sitting on the table. You see Valdera, my character, the one that's good friends of Tamara. She's sitting over there at a table with Ned or Nadimus the Giant Slayer and the small gnome that looked like Danny DeVito, the ones that controlled Art in the thing earlier today. And they're sitting over there at a table discussing things. Valdera and Ned seem to be in a tense conversation as this gnome seems to be the unwelcome third party. Okay. You would also see several different games. You'd see an axe throwing game going on over on the other side. You would see people doing all sorts of different things, music being amazing in here at this point. Is there anything else, particular notes you'd like me to point out to you?
No, a lot of big wigs are here.
Yeah.
And Sha-dae in her anger is going to make the biggest possible scene she can.
Awesome. Do it, Coma. Do it.
Sha-dae is going to take her, I would assume, scarred fist from the acid and the poison.
Sure, yeah.
Like, attempt to punch it through the table, but really just pound it really hard on the table Gleeandrah's at, and just like shout, "Where the fuck is Asglear?"
As you say that, everything hesitates for just a moment and things get quiet. And from around you, 9 different people stop what they're doing, although it's still loud in here. You know, it's kind of loud. There's arm wrestling going on over on the side. So it's not like you're drowning everybody out. But Gleeandrah has never seen your hair look like this. And when she looks up at you, I want you to roll me an intimidation, please. I'm doing this whole serious thing of him, and I look up and I see these two laughing over the cat. I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing. It's all good.
The intimidation.
She's screaming. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, it's fine. Go ahead, Sean. What was your roll?
A total of 21.
You have intimidated Gleeandrah, the basilisk of the skies. As you do that, she looks at you and she says to you, and remember, this woman, Gleeandrah, is a Medusa female that usually has her serpent hair hooded, and she looks like Sigourney Weaver. Very seductive, very stern, almost like Sigourney Weaver from the later Alien movies, where she's very predatorial and things of that nature is the concept I'm going for with her. And she sits back, and you can see her lick the inside of her mouth with her tongue as she looks of question. Well, I can see we're trying to be intimidating, aren't we? Why would you ask where he is at? Now sit down before you make a scene. Aeolus, it's fine. You look over at Aeolus, the long one that looks like, I'm skipping from too many names to names. Looks like the person that plays Lucifer in the Lucifer TV series with the long parrot hair. And you can hear a long, what could be arquebus, unclick itself, almost doing a Han Solo from Star Wars as you charged up on the table. He had that gun up underneath the table pointed at you. And as you're doing that and you're not backing down and your fist is down that, getting this and knowing that you care to some degree and seeing now in your eyes, you hear the flint being put back and you see the shoulder move a little bit as the captain's colors up around Aeolus's neck and stuff. And he looks over at you and pulls one of the sides of his pointed mustache and looks to you and says, and I thought there was a lot of drama on my ship. He goes, please.
Sha-dae takes a moment to remember who she is and where she is. She breathes, and as she breathes out, her hair just turns back to black. She calmly sits down and explains to Gleeandrah.
Okay, as you do sit down, Ignatious, you're the one person that I really didn't talk to too much about all this. Was there anything here? Did you want to follow Sha-dae in? Did you want to add anything into what's going on in the lobby? Or you want to do your own thing here, bud? I apologize.
That's all right. I would go in. I would think I would probably, when Tamara rallied everyone, I would go over to her and try to, ask the same questions like, what did they all drink? Who, was there anything different that any of them did? Try to piece together what all four of them had in common.
Okay. Okay, so
Can I just say that Silouan is like in the tavern, but like standing up against the wall, like arms crossed, but not like far away from her glaive, just watching, but not close enough to where she can hear because she respects Sha-dae's privacy.
Okay, so I'm going to say you walked in and went so far, and then you kind of stop, and you kind of just get into the crowd, and you start listening to Roland the Magnificent up there playing the violin, and he also has, oh my gosh, Winona, which is the short red-haired dwarf that is part of the group, the Heart of the Beast. Remember, if I mentioned to you guys, she's the one that does all the mapping out of the creatures. Tamara, you would recognize that she was up there playing instruments along with Roland the Magnificent and making this music happen. And she's playing a set of 3 bongo drums that she has connected to her belt, and she plays, and she's very, very good.
Well, I'm guessing what I'm saying is like, I want them to know that Sha-dae has backup in this tavern, no matter what happens. So like, if I'm sitting, whatever, like maybe I'm just making direct eye contact. I don't know, but they know.
Intimidation.
Okay.
Someone's like, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to intimidate someone. Thank you, Brian.
That is a 19.
Okay, so as she wipes some of the puke off the side of her face and gives her best Clint Eastwood, how would you like a spear in your ass? Would you like that? You feel lucky. So,
I just want Sha-dae to know that she's got backup, whatever happens.
okay, Sha-dae, you feel the presence as the cold draconic stare of this avian lancer is gleaming over your shoulders. You see Gleeandrah look over your shoulder and lose contact from your eyes for just a minute, Sean says. And it seems you've not came alone. She looks
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Sha-dae. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
They knew we were all together. You said they did.
This
You literally said they did.
Okay, go ahead, Sean.
this investigation I've been on has now become more personal. As your right-hand man just attacked me and my companions, recently acquired acquaintances, I should say.
Aeolus.
Like I said, I'm like so far away. I can't hear anything. I'm just like really far away.
Okay, at that moment, Aeolus leans in and says to you, If that's the case, Gleeandrah, we need to keep that at this table. At least until I've had a chance to tell Dahan and the others that the fucking murderous bastard that took out my bombardier could be within a ship's throw of him. He goes to stand up, and Gleeandrah puts her hand up like this and says, wait. She goes, she looks at you, and she studies you for a long moment, Sean. And she goes, and you can prove this?
Yes. I pull out the urn with the ashes on it. I was given this. We can find one of those imps he's been summoning. We can use it to track him.
She looks at it for a long moment, and you can see the serpents wreathe and stuff and move around underneath of her hood. As she's investigating and thinking on it for a long moment, she runs her fingers across her lips like this and takes a fingernail and runs along the edge of her ear and says, I left him on the ship. We're trying to watch to make sure that she looks over Aeolus with a dire look on her face, that no more murders happen while I'm gone.
No offense, Gleeandrah, but your plans have failed. You nearly murdered 4 of us in broad daylight.
She looks at you and she sits up a little bit and she says, I sense that you're upset, but since your heart still beats and I can hear it, mind your words and settle yourself in this place.
Very well. She takes the urn, she puts it back under her cloak.
Aeolus looks at you too and goes, like sarcastically, okay? And says, once again, I thought I had problems on my ship. He looks at you and he says, I think we might have a solution. Sha-dae, is it?
Yeah.
Something I think we, and he looks at her questioningly, would like to show you.
Very well.
At least for now, we have the illusion that this drowned one, I know who you speak of, has the illusion that we still trust him. But that's a luxury that's sure to end just as soon as they find out that you are still alive. So he pushes across a paper. Last thing I'm going to talk about with you before we skip past you and wrap this up for the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
You see the outlines of what looks like a legitimate bounty hunting business or guild to be started up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Gleeandrah and Aeolus have both signed off on this, and they plan to give this to Garrick Tyrdanen, the captain of the Intrepid, tonight, to start something separate of New Gendar, to start up a legitimate bounty hunting thing that goes on up in Skywatch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the person that can bring in this murderer will be the first one that gets a contract. It would be a big deal. Any brand new business or organization or anything like that happens in this city is huge, and people want to get a hold of it right fucking now. And they're going to politicize what's going on here, and they're going to try to change the tide. So you know how this is meant to divide people here, these murders that are happening, Sean? This contract is laid out in a way where it makes it look like an opportunity for people to come together. It contradicts the whole purpose and the plot behind this. How you feel about that is how you feel about it, but this is a diplomatic way that these two are trying to come to terms. And you know, these two have met because once, what the hell was his name? I hate the fact I keep forgetting that red-haired dwarf's name. That's the bombardier on the ship, the one that got murdered that Oma found. Dauntus. Since that happened, and since you've had your suspicions and shit like that, these two have got together to do this. Okay, so they've got something in the works. But Gleeandrah was suspiciously sharp with you. I want you to roll a perception check for me, Sean.
That is a say 15.
Okay. You do not see a tattoo on Gleeandrah at this moment as you try to briefly look her over without her knowing. You've never wanted her to know that you've seen it. Okay?
Mhm.
You do not see it on her currently in any of the visible locations that you know she dons it or bears it. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say in response to seeing the layout for this new thing? And they're thinking about calling it the offering plate, a play on a church term, and for bounty hunting and things of that nature. Is there anything you would like to say to these two after you've looked over that briefly? As you're seeing that there is a response here, but it may not be the abrupt punishment you would like for Asliar.
I tell them, I see what you're doing here, and I understand why. But know this, it's I now who want him, dead or alive. Preferably the first option.
She looks at you and you spark a grin on Gleeandrah's face when you say that. She goes, if he has indeed done what you have said he has, and your malcontent for him over these last several years seems to add up, Sha-dae, you may do with Asliar as you wish. But we do it the right way. We don't become part of the problem by creating another martyr in Skywatch. Aeolus looks and says, agreed. That's a smart play. There's a way to do this, a way to gain the respect back and stop this fear and reverse the effects of this shit from the get-go. And you'll have our help. You've met Dahan, I assume?
Yeah.
He's told me a little bit about you, which is why I'm here on his behalf. Okay? We're going to stop the action there with that. I know that Ron's got to go to bed. Kara's shit's starting to kick in. We're all good. I can stop recording there. Does anyone else want to go on with a scene or two of their personal stuff before they call it quits tonight? Or is everyone okay if just ending it solid? What do you guys want to do? We're all good? Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here just for a minute. And once again, this was an action-packed role play one. Normally, role playing is not so dramatic and so much packed into one little session, but we had a lot of shit going on. I think everyone handled it and stayed in their lanes really well. That was a good time. Oma had some clutch shit, super good casting of the spells. Bromancy alive and well. You got the cloak back. You lost the person, Miasha, but it was more information than we did have. You know what I'm saying? Silowin's got Sha-dae's back, showing this guy a little bit of avian muscle back here, even though it's a little half hung over. You guys rolled 20s. So Tamara and Silowin are ready to be heroes, and Oma's ready to get some fucking sleep. So we'll tie into Brahmas. You'll have a lot to do with the things that go on inside here. When we play inside this thing, I've got so much fun shit that we're going to be able to do in this meeting and in this festival, if it were. So with that, thanks again, folks watching. I hope you enjoyed it and appreciated it. And we will see you guys again on Wednesday. Take care.